I'm proud of is how the guys responded to a tough last 40 minutes of practice yesterday after Hunter got hurt. And most people, if you really look at it, how families are, families can get mad at each other, they can fight, they can be happy, but at the end of the day, when one hurts and they really care about each other, they hurt. And I know sometimes that gets lost in the translation, and it gets lost in the naysayer world, but guys that are really bonding, they hurt when that guy is out. And I thought our guys did the best they could of responding yesterday in practice, and I thought they'd continue to get better inside of this game tonight, because anytime you lose a teammate like they did with him and see him in the pain that he was in, you're going to get distracted, and that's the way it is. And I thought that they came back, for a bunch of young guys that care about one another. They responded, and we came into a hard-fought game ready to be in the fight, because if you're going to play Penn State, that's exactly what it's going to be. He is an outstanding coach and has been for a long time. They've got a very good team. This is the toughest league in the country for a reason, and he's got players that are capable of doing a lot of things, and we saw that tonight. But fortunately for us, we're learning how to win close games, which is something we didn't do a very good job of last year. We've got 3 wins. They've come down to 2 possessions, and the other ones have come down to 1 possession. Those 3 wins that we have a year ago was the opposite for us. So our guys are learning how to win those games. We were 2-6, I believe, in 1 possession games last year. And part of it's growing up, part of it's understanding what we're trying to do, part of it's the schedule that we play. But those things are helping us, figure things out. It's not always pretty by any stretch, but you don't, there's not awards for pretty, there's awards for winning, and there's awards for winning enough. And I thought our guys did a really good job of responding. We had a lot of very good individual performances, and we defended, not great, around the paint. We're going to really have to learn how to play without Hunter, and certainly, in a perfect world, there would have been a few more days to prepare a couple different things without his presence inside, without his ability to post, and it's sometimes it's not always the statistics that he gets or doesn't get, it's the presence that he has, and it's the ground that he covers. And for people that are really paying attention, they see the ground that he covers and the presence that he has. It's not always getting caught up in the numbers that he has or doesn't have. So we're going to miss him for an extended period of time, and we got to figure out how to play without him. But when you get guys like Ryan Burton that came in, and Colin doing what he did, and Stan playing the way that he did, and Max coming in both halves and giving us something, not to mention the starters, then we have a chance to improve. So, go ahead.
Did you go into the game planning to have Ryan in the rotation, or was that
was something that we like Ryan a lot, and Steve was in my ear since Steve McClain since last night, and today saying don't forget about Ryan. He has toughness. If we need something, don't forget about Ryan, and he's exactly right. It's all about momentum. The other day it was Troy's. Players, plays, they get momentum. He came in and he brought us some momentum, and he was ready when his name was called. And that's what you want as much as anything else. But sometimes you're feeling your way through it and you're looking for that dose. I went with Max early in the second half. I thought he did a good job. And Stan did a really good job. I mean, it's all about, how long can you keep momentum? And I thought Ryan's 5 minutes for us were really, really a valuable 5 minutes.
Zach?
I guess talking more generally about that, and you talked about the broad impact Hunter has. When you lose a guy that does a little bit of a lot of different things, do you set like individual targets at all for guys to say, okay, you need to step up in this range, or is it more of a team collective thing?
Well, I think it's got to be a team. I think the rebounding numbers are out there. We got the charges to me are a big thing because he's gotten so much tougher at being able to he's a presence in the lane. We already weren't great at protecting the rim, but he's got a 7'6" wingspan at 6'8", 6'9". I mean, so it's hard to make up for that right now. But no, it's not about you need to get 2 more rebounds or you need to get 3 more rebounds. Right now, we need to get a lot more rebounds. But it's more just it's team wide, and we're going to have a couple days to look and see if what else do we need to do defensively that could help show up the rim. But I say that in the 3 wins that we have, I think we've defended the 3 pretty well. We defended it well in Nebraska, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and to defend the 3 the way we did against Ohio State and to defend it today the way that we did not defend the 3 well at Michigan State. And so much of this league comes down to how well you defend the 3-point line. So we don't want to be in a situation where we're overhelping so much that we lose sight of that. And I thought the fact of the way we defended the perimeter tonight, especially in the zone, and to hold Newbell to 12 on 5 of 15, I think it was.
2 in the second.
Yeah, how many?
2 in the
Yeah,
second.
that's big. I mean, he's the real deal. And we gave up some other things, but we didn't get beat by DJ, and that's crucial. So we've got a couple days to assess and look and add some things, tweak some things, move some things around, and that's the fun of it.
Next question.
With Hunter's injury coming so close to the game, how much of a challenge was that to change the game plan to get your team to kind of rally around that and unite?
No, it wasn't much a change of game plan. It's you're going to adjust inside of the game. We didn't have a lot of time to adjust really with more things for Colin at that position. We will, and I think you can see what happens, when he's in space, and he's out on the perimeter and they've got to chase him. And we've got to be a matchup problem for other teams, because right now we have a few matchup problems. So we've got to make sure that we're a matchup problem. So we didn't spend a lot of time talking about it with the team. We did certainly some things staff-wise, that we wanted to do play-wise. We put some things in yesterday and this afternoon that we're able to run pretty well and have some success with. So we'll continue to do that.
Mike.
Tom, where do you feel like this team has made the most progress in terms of trying to close out games? And what more does this team still need to do?
Well, there's a lot of things that they need to do when it comes to taking care of the ball, talking late. But I think belief, I guess the answer would be belief. I think the schedule certainly helped us that we've played. And in the non-conference, the Nebraska win was absolutely huge for us to get it on the road. So I think the belief that they're going to win, I don't see panic in them at all. I don't see their heads down as much. I didn't like it at Michigan State maybe as much, but that was more during the game. But I think these last couple wins in games will really help us grow up. But there's a lot of things we've got to get better at. I mean, this is not a stat sheet, game for us. And most of the Big Ten games aren't. What it is where can you keep getting better, and how can you keep being firmer, and how can you get a lead and really hold on to it and tighten your defense up that much more. But I didn't even call timeout at the end. I didn't see any issues whatsoever with our guys. I love the spirit that they had together. We knew what we were going to do. They're calling it out. Chuck did a fantastic job of having an idea of what they wanted to run late, and our guys carried it out.
Anything else? Pete?
Yeah, Tom, the way Stan he hasn't played as much this year, but it seems like he's kept his attitude.
Well, if you really go back and look, Pete, he's played roughly, not in the Big Ten, but he's played roughly about the same amount of minutes. 15 games in, he was 1 minute different from what he'd been a year before. Now, the Big Ten games is when he really started to play more minutes. And if he plays the way he did tonight, he's going to play more minutes. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, that's
I just
all
want to
right.
make
I
that
didn't
point, because
realize
I had to remind him of that last week. He was 1 minute less than he was a year ago after 15 games.
The way he has played, certainly the way he played tonight, the attitude, the willingness, and when he gets in there to really contribute, is that indicative of maybe some improved maturity?
That's where that Stan's game. That's Stan buying into what he needs to do. And when Stan knew I wasn't happy with the one shot he took off the pick and roll. They really didn't give him a say. He's got to grow out of just throwing the ball up at the board. He's got to go and he's got to finish the way that he did. Now that one was, that was a Space Jam shot. That was crazy. But he's got some momentum to him, but he's got a unique way to get to that rim. He draws fouls. I was concerned in the first half because we were really close to the bonus, and all of a sudden we went a long time without getting into the bonus. So Stan helps provide that. And again, Hunter was drawing fouls for us. There's a lot of things that get missed that Hunter brings just because he has the foul trouble or just because the numbers aren't there. And when you really study it and look at it, people are really paying attention to it. They see the presence, like I said, that he brings. So you have to guard him, right? Well, we still got to be able, he helps us get in the bonus. We've still got to be able to get into that bonus so we can get to the foul line. And Stan helps things like that. But defending, really relishing that role, getting to the glass, playing with strength and force, will, that's really important for us. If he does that, he'll continue to play.
Jeff?
Do you anticipate Ryan being capable of giving you guys?
I don't know, Jeff. You know, it's one night, and let's hope so. Yeah, he'll. I hope so. You know, we're just gonna be thankful for the way it went tonight and move forward after that.
Last question, Zach?
I guess, not to hammer home, I know you had the release earlier today on Hunter. Is there anything further just to update with his?
No, we read the release. That's where we're at. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.